Welcome back to this channel. In my last few videos, I am doing some of the time series unit root test. In fact, in the last video, I did a covariate augmented time series unit root test, which is a development of on the univariate time series unit root test such as ADF, Phillips param. So what I missed is in one particular test, which is in fact very important, is the Givot-Andrew unit root test with endogenous structural break. So all the other unit root tests, such as all these ADF, Phillips param, KPSS, covariate augmented decupolar tests, they do not check for breaks in the data. So why this test developed is because of the debate in the macroeconomics, which was started in 1982 by Nelson and Plosser. So they argued, in fact proved by using the ADF test, is that the the current shocks have a permanent effect on long-term movement of the time series aggregate. So that and on the other hand, the traditional view is that the current shocks are temporary and they do not change the long-term movement of any time series data. So and Nelson Polser proved that by using ADF test, and after that Phillips Perron developed another unit root test where he inserted all these structural break into the unit root test, and in that test the structural breaks are fixed. Those breaks or structural the dates breakpoints date are exogenous in nature. That is the reason why Andrew and Givot and Andrew develop this unit 2 test with endogenous structural break, where you can estimate the structural break, and which is if you don't have prior information, even when there is a break in the time series data, so you can use this particular test and which endogenously compute the structural break, and use that and compute the unit root test. So this is the test which I missed actually. So and this is a separate test from all those previous tests which I did in my last few videos. So and here the null hypothesis is that the data is non-stationary. That means there is a uh, unit root process, and the alternative hypothesis is the data is trend stationary, and in this Givot-Andrew test you can insert maximum of one time break. You can't insert you can this test can't if that it can only consider only one time break. Multiple time break is there generally in time series data. Long time series data you have multiple time breaks, but in this test computes only one time like structural break. So that is one limitation of this test. So in R there is this package, URCA package, where this package implement is having the option to implement the Givot Andrew time series test unit 2 test. So that I'm doing today. So for that you have to install this package URCA, then you have to call it by typing library and URCA. I want a time series data, so I am using the same data which Nelson and Plosser and Perron used, and also Gibbot and Drew also test, because Gibbot and Drew test the same data and found a contradictory result what Perron like found. So this is the test. So what I'm using this data NPORG. This is if I'll call it, it's saying that 111 observation, 15 variables. If I want to see the detail of the variables, detail of the data set, it is actually a time series data for US economy. So all these variables are there here: GNPR, GNPN, GMP per capita, employment. This 15 variables are there. So in most of the unit 2 test, what first thing we have to keep in mind is that you have to remove the all the null NA values in the data. If there are some NA values, then the test will not get implemented. So here since this is using this test, you can't simultaneously do unit 2 testing for a multiple time series data. You have to go by one variable. So I am taking one variable, that is GNP per capita, and see, this is the command for removing the omitted NA values. So what I am typing, generating a new variable called GNP, and removing, I'm saying na.omit. This is the function which remove all the NA values from the data. So, and this is the data set, original data set, and I am taking all the rows of the data set and the column gnp.r. So this is the new data I'm creating. So now it is created, you can see here. Then to get the Gibbot and Drew unit to test, we need to call this function ur.za. So, and the variable name, the model. In the model you have whether it is a trend, drift, that thing you have to that's why if you are mentioning both change in the trend and change in the sorry, this is checking for the break in the trend and intercept. Yes. So, and you are considering, I am considering 2 lags of that, and if I'll run that, but remember that here no need to mention any particular date, since it is finding the break endogenously and computing the unit 2 test. You just have to mention whether you are considering the break in the intercept or only, or considering break in the trend, or considering both. So if I run it, it is implemented. Now if I'll type its summary, now we can see it's successfully implemented. What this one saying that they saying that at lag 1 it is stationary, we are rejecting the null hypothesis, the data is non-stationary with drift, but accepting the then alternative hypothesis. Then here it is saying that after first difference only the label variable is getting stationary. So this is the, and du dt is the du is the break date. And for that to understand this thing, you have to read the original paper of the and Gibbot and Drew. It is not that difficult. So, and yes, so you can see that this is this implementing this is very simple. So interpretation is little tricky. For that first one have to understand the what the paper is, then you can implement it. So this is for today's video. Yes, thank you for watching.